Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going a long awaited return of the part 2 self-defense weapons tier list. I did this so long ago that I'm going to have to redo a little bit of this list. So let's just run through it real quick. Some of the changes I want to make, I didn't really think about this, but boots in the last episode, I want to knock this down to a C. And we'll put it above or over the chair, and the fire extinguisher also over the chair, and the brick as well, because I think I messed up on that. I don't know how long ago exactly. I'll probably put it up here. I have no clue how long it's been since we did episode 1, but some people actually asked for episode 2. I just hadn't got around to it. But let me scroll down a little bit real quick, and if I'm missing anything in this list, please make sure to let me know if I'm missing anything, because I might be missing something obvious, but everybody's asking for a part 2, and now we're finally getting to it. So I think the gun, the knife definitely go there. I think I'm going to knock down flashlight and bump up money for sure. Because, like I said in the last episode, money will save you, I don't know the exact percentage, but a lot of the time. If you're getting robbed or you need to defend yourself, money will help. But there's like some cases, that's why I can't put it in S. You know, there's some other motives, like somebody might just want to kill you. And that's not really a viable option. But A, because it's such a high likely scenario that they're trying to get your money. You know what I'm saying? It's not usually they just want to murder you. There's other reasons too that I can't say on YouTube, of course. But other than that, A definitely makes sense. For me at least, I think that makes sense. Let's look at this a little bit more. Brass knuckles are definitely going to be bumped up to A. The Swiss Army knife, it's a knife, but I have a Swiss Army knife. I showed it in the last video. It took like 15 seconds to open it. We'll put it right here. I feel like that makes sense because it has so many tools that you could definitely use it, but it's just about, can you get it out of your pocket? And I feel like chair's a little bit low. So I'm going to actually put chair above Swiss Army knife because it's just easier. You can just pick it up and hit them with it. The brick is just so lethal. You can throw it too. Fire extinguisher, I talked about that. It's like a projectile. And yeah, right now, I just wanted to switch around a little bit of stuff. We'll get into other weapons here in a second, but I just wanted to fix this real quick. So we got the bag. Makes sense that it's at the bottom. We got the water bottle. Makes sense. Plant, stick, I like that. And I think everything else is good. Yeah, but if this has the flashlight, if it has a stun feature, like a strobe feature, great for self-defense. So now, I just wanted to get through that. I didn't want to just flip it all on camera. I wanted to explain it while I was doing it. Let's get into something else, right? Let's get into another one. And like I said, if I'm missing one, please make sure to let me know. So, let's just pick random. Boom. Rings. Like Lord of the Rings right here. Let's just put this right here for now. So let's talk about rings. I think this actually hurts you more than anything. That's why people usually take their rings off whenever they're about to fight. You can definitely cut up your opponent, but overall, I'd say rings definitely goes probably D, actually right where I put it. Just for the fact that it can cut somebody, but it can really mess up your fingers if you don't punch with your knuckles. And oh man, you know what? It's going down to F. It's going down to F just because it could do so much more damage to you and stop the fight. But since it could cut someone, I'll put it in F. And every episode of this tier list, I don't know how long it's going to go on for, but every episode I might change these things. So don't take this to heart. Don't be like, oh, well, he said a flashlight was good. It was B tier, so I'm going to go and, you know, whatever. Just, this is always going to change. Sometimes I think of something like, with the boots, what I thought of before, I think I had it in B tier. Now I've seen you can roll your ankle in boots very, very easily. So if it's not like these high boots like this, like these cowboy boots, then yeah, it's a lot better. But either way, boots are really heavy and you can roll your ankle and that stops the fight. But since it's steel toe, man, you can do some damage. But the rings, let's just put that at F. So let's pick something else at random here. Let's do something funny like a cigarette. So a cigarette, I'm actually going to put this probably a B. Because a cigarette, think about this. I'm not saying that you, like Tom and Jerry, pull out your pack of cigarettes and then start puffing on it and then burn them. I'm saying if you're about to get robbed and you have a cigarette, you might as well, if you're in a grappling exchange, burn them, right? So we'll put it in B for burn them, because there's nothing that... The only thing that's wrong with this is you're escalating the violence. And what does this mean for you whenever you're in a street fight? If you start escalating the violence, I'll give you some examples. If you headbutt somebody, if you bite somebody, if you try to gouge somebody's eye out, things like that escalate violence. And it goes from a point where you won't have a beer with this dude afterwards, and you're trying to kill each other. So I feel like burning someone with a cigarette is a degree of escalating the violence. And people who say there's no rules in a street fight, there are unsaid rules. And usually you can gauge the amount of violence you need to use. If this is a homeless dude that is obviously tweaked out and trying to rip your guts out, you should probably escalate the violence. If this is a dude in a bar that bumped you in the shoulder, you guys will most likely have a beer afterwards. This is what I'm saying, is there are rules in a street fight. So actually, cigarette might be worse off for you because you're escalating the violence, but we're saying self-defense, and in this scenario, I'd say that B for Burnham is pretty good, but let's go with B. But like I said, I just wanted to put that out there. Let's go with a serious one, because we did ring and cigarette so far, so let's do a serious one. Let's go with pocket knife. Now this is different than a knife, obviously, because you have to unfold it. I probably have a pocket knife somewhere near me. No, I do not, but I do have a big butcher knife near me. I'm just going to show you guys this because it's funny for comedic effect. Look at this huge knife that I have right here. Obviously this is going to be better than, let's see if I have a folding knife somewhere. If I don't, I'll cut this out. Or maybe I won't, I don't know. But, yep, I do have a folding knife. So, let's talk about the difference between Billy the Butcher knife right here and this folding knife. So did you notice the difference? How fast it was to deploy this and the microseconds it took to deploy this. Now, with a pocket knife, it's still going S tier. But with a fixed blade, there's certain scenarios where if you're dressed up right, you can have a fixed blade knife. If you're a chef, if you're in your own home, some places they won't look at you weird if you're just carrying around a big butcher knife. Maybe if you're a hunter, right? So everybody can hold a folding knife though. So that is a disadvantage of having a fixed blade knife. However, the folding knife is accessible to everybody, but it's those microseconds that it takes to deploy it that makes it go right below the fixed blade knife. Still a very, very, I think these three might stay at the top of the tier list. And you know what? While we're here, let's do a little bit more. I'd say baseball bat goes... oh, no, never mind. I'm going to put it back at A. I was going to say it goes right here next to the pocket knife. However, if you can't manage this weapon, if you can't manage to hold it and keep control of it, somebody might take it from you. And that's the truth of it. If somebody's stronger than you and bigger than you, they might be able to take this weapon, and now you brought them a baseball bat, right? So S tier, I'm reserving this for strikes or for weapons, that they can't be taken from you. There's a very low percentage that they will ever be taken from you. Nobody's going to grab a knife from you, and the pocket knife has, that's a less chance that it's going to happen, but that's why I say S tier is you have a probably 80+% chance of winning this engagement no matter who it is, right? And if they're unarmed, we're assuming. We're not doing mystery weapon fights right now. We're just doing against somebody, self-defense. If you have these weapons, what will help you? And to this concept of bringing someone a weapon, I'd say that brass knuckles is actually going to go right next to the folding knife. And I'm saying this because you cannot take brass knuckles off of somebody's hand, and it is going to be a constant weapon. For hammer fists, you can, if once you get in the clinch, every fight's going to go to wrestling. It always happens. Watch some street fights. Watch some World Star. It always ends up wrestling. You cannot take brass knuckles from somebody. You're going to be able to dig in with those punches. Hammer fists to the body even. Hammer fists to the face. Brass knuckles are definitely S tier now that I'm thinking about it like that. Because you can take a baseball bat from someone. But if they have brass knuckles on already, whoo, that is the ultimate melee weapon that isn't a sharp blade. But I'm definitely liking this so far. And like I said, guys, don't go out here and start getting brass knuckles and trying to beat up on homeless dudes because AJ Simber MMA said so. I didn't say that. That's not what I mean. We are doing a hypothetical, like, what are the best weapons if we had to, like, just rank them out all. Of course, I'm explaining a tier list to you guys right now. You know what a tier list is. But let's go to something else, right? So we did cigarette, we did ring, and what else did we do? The pocket knife. So let's go randomly. Boom, we got a taser. Okay, so taser. I think we're going to put it in S for now, but let's weigh out the pros and cons of a taser. So if it shoots prongs, if one of them doesn't stick, then the connection doesn't work and they don't get zapped up, right? But if it's just the handheld taser, I think we should put it at S, but I have a feeling I'm going to put it at the top of A. Because there's some scenarios where somebody might be tweaked out. I've seen on live PD all the time. There's a dude that's zapped out on, sniffing glue or whatever, and they tase him and it doesn't work. So I'm not putting that in S because brass knuckles will stop someone eventually. A taser might not, but it has a high percentage of stopping somebody, so it's going at the top of A. Look at this, and we got double guns right here, so we just got to stick with that. So let's move on to something else. Let's go with a lighter. I have 2 lighters on here. I don't know why I put 2. I think one of them just didn't upload, and I thought, let's just put another one. But let's go with lighter. I think lighter should go maybe right next to the cigarette. That'd be hilarious anyway. That's probably where it's gonna go now. Let's put his homie next to him too. I'm not just gonna leave him down here with that chihuahua. Can't be doing that. Put him right here. I'm gonna put him in B because this is the reason. If you get caught in a rear naked choke, you can burn the person. I've seen this before and it's really smart. You can also, I have this, I know I just pulled out the pinkest lighter ever. This is not my lighter. This is actually my lighter. It says bad motherfucker on it from Pulp Fiction. But if you have a lighter like this that I have, and that's Playboy, don't be tripping either. I know you guys are going to be calling me out for that. But we got the bad motherfucker we got the Playboy wrapped in the bad motherfucker. Anyway, if you have something like this, you can hold on the metal side and hammer fist. Boom, boom, boom. If you get in a grappling exchange and you want to light their clothes on fire, if you need to go on the neck, lighting somebody on fire is the most primitive thing that you can do. But like I said, guys, doing something like this escalates the violence. And there are rules in a street fight. Whenever you pull this out, this has to be a life or death situation. You can't just be pulling this out and burning people for no reason, right? So let's put it in B for burn you, and that's what we're going to go with. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Bicycle, right? So I was thinking about this actually before when I was adding a couple extra things on here. Bicycle, I'm going to put it right here for now. B for bike. Bike, so we're talking about self-defense, right? And self-defense, if you are in a bad place or bad neighborhood, low income, fucking crime, they're going to try to take your bike. So that makes you a target. But making space in a situation like this is very important. So if you can pick up your bike and keep them away from you, I've seen this has happened before. You can kind of keep space at least for a little bit, hit them with the bike. But the most important thing is you can get on it and ride away. Self-defense. The winning in self-defense means that you have all of the same things that you had before. What does that mean? You don't have any broken bones. You don't have any black eyes or anything. If you came out the same way that you walked in the fight, you've won. And if that means that you got on your bike and you sped down that hill as fast as possible, cool. But bike, I'd say we're gonna put it in C, because we'll put it at the bottom of C, and just because you can ride on it. But for self-defense, you know what? It does make you a target, but I'm going to put it back at B. That's where I think I'm going to put it. It makes you a target, because if you're in the wrong place, say you're in like Chicago or something, you're in the wrong place in Chicago, they might want your bike, man. You're in Detroit, they might want your bike. But let's just move on from bike, because I feel like it's obvious what you can do with it. You know, it's got fucking wheels. You pedal away, pedal to the metal. So let's go with something crazy here. Let's go with oh, whoa. I don't know if I just messed up everything. Hold up. Okay, we're still good. We are still good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go with something serious. Let's go with a truck. I feel like this... You know what? No, I want to save truck. I feel like that's too good. That's too good. Let's go with shovel. I added this on last minute. This was not on the tier list at first, which it was kind of crazy to me that I didn't add that on. But shovel, like, look at this shovel, man. That is a sharp-ass shovel. I feel like this is a thing where if you have a shovel, nobody questions if you have a shovel. I feel like putting it at the... You know, not even at B. There's tactical military shovels out there that are really badass. So I'd say I'm going to put this at A. That might be a little bit crazy, but if you have the range with it, it's a little bit harder to take away than a baseball bat. Because if you have two hands on that shovel, the only choice to have is to grab the shovel at the shovel head. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to grab a shovel head, but I will tell you from experience, it will cut your hands, and it's just not a fun time. So that's why I'm going to put it down here, but baseball bat's just a little bit more lethal for me to keep it at the at the front of A. So I like this. I like that right there. Now let's pick headphones, right? I think this deserves a D tier, because I mean, like, what are you gonna do with headphones? I probably have some wired headphones around here, but what are you gonna do? Strangle someone with headphones? That's just not gonna do much for you. I don't really think there's not much you can do with headphones. Oh, I think I just... Oh, did I just ruin it all? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, it saved the tier list. I'm going to keep that in the video so you guys just saw me shit my pants. But let's see if it's still recording. Cool. Okay. So headphones, I think this is just going to escalate the violence. I'm going to put it below water bottle, to be honest. What kind of headphones do you have? You got them vibranium headphones I don't know about? I doubt it. Let's go with the Mary Poppins, man. The Mary Poppins. This is something that you'll always have on you. However, if you get knocked out and you are trying to fight with an umbrella, man, there's not many things that... Like, you can walk down the street with an umbrella and people still make fun of you. But if you get posted on World Star trying to fight someone with an umbrella and then you get hit with the meanest right hand ever, man, let's just say umbrella should go at F. You have some range. I think I should put it above rings. But, dude, if you get knocked out and you're holding a fucking umbrella, you better just hang up your hat on your fighting career. And, or no, how about you just watch some of my training videos so we can get them hands quicker, boy. Because you just got knocked the fuck out. But let's go with Hatchet. I'll get a better picture, but this is a Hatchet. I feel like this is one of the best self-defense weapons ever. And saying that, we're going to put it at S. Where it goes in S, I don't know yet. We'll debate that right now. This is going to be probably the longest debate yet. So in X, it is hard to take away from somebody. And it's like a hammer, except it's got that blade on it. And 1 or 2 strikes from a hatchet, man, that is just the best, one of the ultimate self-defense weapons. So it's definitely going to go right next to knife, because it's, if you think about it, just swing your arm like this. Now imagine somebody's in front of you doing this, but with an axe. Yo, I don't know about you, but that's like a nightmare for me. I'm going to dream about that tonight, and it's going to freak me out. So I'll get a better picture for axe, but like, I can't imagine a scenario where somebody else, like, maybe we'll get into the next one. I'm going to spoil it for you right now. It's going to be Machete. We'll pick Machete here in a second. Like, if somebody had a machete, I think that's the only thing that'll beat a hatchet. But still, it'd probably be easier. It would definitely not be easier to take a machete from someone than a hatchet. So we'll put hatchet right here. But where's machete? Machete's right here. Another bad picture, I know. But we're going to put it right next to the hatchet. Because if you have a machete, you can't take it away. Especially if you have a serrated edge. I have a machete like that somewhere. I'm not going to go dig it out. If you have a serrated edge on one side and a sharp blade on the other, imagine trying to take that from somebody in a self-defense situation. Just, you have the range, you have everything. So these two right here, just because of the range, it's pretty much the same thing as a knife, except hatchet's got a lot of power and the machete's got a lot of range. If you can have those in a work scenario, all you got to do is put on a reflector vest. You put on a reflector vest if you feel unsafe, you're going through a place you don't want to be, and you don't want to get in trouble. The only thing you have access to is your tools and your hatchet and your machete. Put on that reflector vest, man, because a real situation that people don't think about is whenever you get questioned by the police, what's going to happen whenever you hacked up a dude with a fucking machete in the ghetto? Like, you are not going to look like the good guy in this situation. You got that reflector vest on, you got that hard hat in your back seat. You say, I was coming home from work, I was chopping a tree down at my neighbor's house, whatever you were saying. Or say, how about this? Say I was unsafe in this neighborhood, right? So I had my work tool, and it was the only weapon that I had. These are things that you should think about, because honestly, there's so many situations where a self-defense situation happens. You know, you have to defend yourself. You shoot somebody, you stab somebody, and the police take you to jail because they don't know the story. So I'm going to put machete at S tier, but just keep in mind about what we just talked about. And I added somewhere on here. Oh, no, I didn't. But I'll add it on later. There's a dude with a reflector vest. I'm going to put that up here somewhere. You know what? Let's just do it right now. I'm going to go in my files real quick. And let's see where he is. Boom. The homie right here. We got the homie. Let's put him at A. I think it's pretty important that you protect yourself legally. It's very important. And the money, we need to talk about a lawyer too. That'll be tied in with this. Very important that you have legal representation. You better have that Better Call Saul lawyer, because things like this happen and you don't want to be put in jail. So we'll do like 2 or 3 more. And please guys, like I said, if you made it to this point, tell me if I'm missing something. And we got another fire extinguisher on here too. Oh, come on, man. I'll take it off the list, but for now we got to put him right next to his homie. Because why not? So I wanted to talk about this pretty much the whole video. The door. Alright, guys. I think I may have solved the problem. Where did we leave off? Door. I had a very important thing to say about the door. Yeah, so the storage issue hopefully is fixed. But it was because I had a podcast downloaded. Check out the Punch podcast every Monday. Just had to plug that in there. Shameless plug. Don't feel bad about it. We watch UFC cards. We're going to watch all different types of fights. And it's always a good time. Check it out. But anyway, the door. So the most important thing in self-defense in general is getting space. Or how about fighting? The most important thing in fighting is getting space between you and your opponent, and being able to manage and maintain that space. So a door, if you are able to get yourself behind a door, not only have you saved or have you closed the distance, closed the space, now you have time, and that's another, probably the most important thing for self-defense, is time. And closing that door, even if it doesn't lock, you holding it and being able to look around at your environment for another one of these weapons on this list is priceless. And you are saving yourself seconds. As I'm looking around, I'm going to give you guys examples of what I see in my room right now. I see 4 guitars, 2 guns, a katana, a dagger, a sword, a knife, a knife, Swiss Army knife, and how many seconds was that? So just by me surveilling my room and having precious time like that, I am able to tell you guys the weapons that I see that I could get to. And now knowing how far away are these weapons. So say this dude is fucking fast, right? He's like the Flash running at you. Do you have time to go get your gun? Do you have time to go get the katana? Like, what do you have time to go get? Or do you have time to get the knife? Sometimes it's not about the best option. Sometimes it's about the amount of time that it takes to get a weapon. So for that, the door is valuable. I actually had an ex-girlfriend who, there's some dude trying to break into the house, and all she did was push the dude out and then close the door, lock the door, and that discourages anybody from wanting to get in because now you have time to call the police and make decisions. You don't know what's behind that door. You don't know if there's 3 dudes hanging out in there with a gun or just a dog, like a little chihuahua. You have no clue. And uncertainty for your attacker is the best thing. If you can make them uncertain, what am I doing here? Do I want to take this risk anymore? So the door is one of the most valuable tools for self-defense because of time, right? And we'll do one more because you guys made it to the very end. And I feel like I want to make it a really stupid one. We were just talking about Chihuahua. Let's talk about Chihuahua like a small dog. So a dog that's small that can't do any damage to somebody, we'll talk about dog and cat and number 3. A Chihuahua like this. So what does it do for you? It doesn't really harm you in any way having a dog like this, right? So we'll put it in S, I feel like. And why do I say that a dog goes in S? Usually you'll have your dog in your house. If you're on the street with your Chihuahua, that makes it go down to about as useful as F. But let's just say this is for home self-defense. If you have a Chihuahua that makes noise, like I said with the time, now you have time to plan for your attacker. You've woken up, you've looked around the corner, now you see that there's somebody here, now you have more time. So that Chihuahua definitely goes at S tier. But yeah guys, thank you all for watching Tier List Episode 3. We have a lot of different options here still, so there might be a part 4 too, because I tend to explain these things in depth. I'm probably going to change these again, in part 3. Chihuahua might go down to D, for all I know. But yeah guys, if you have any other weapon suggestions, let me know. We're also going to be doing tier lists on the best mixed martial art for MMA, the best mixed martial art for street fighting, self-defense, whole bunch of different things like that, the best kick, the best punch. Of course, this is all going to be in the future, but I like doing these tier lists because it gives me a chance to explain things that don't usually come up in conversation. People don't usually talk about if you're going to use a fucking fire extinguisher in a self-defense situation. Why would you? Using this tier list as like an example to talk about all these weird subjects, I really like doing it. So we're going to be doing more of this. Anyway, guys, check out the Punch podcast. I post it on YouTube every Monday. Check out all the other videos I do. I do in-person tutorials. I teach you guys about how to maximize your range if you're a short fighter, how to keep a pressure fighter on the jab if you're a long-range fighter. I do all sorts of tutorials. I do predictions. I do how somebody can beat somebody, how somebody beats somebody. I do all sorts of different combat sports things every week. Check it out, guys. And thank you all for making it to the end. If you guys made it to the end, I like doing this thing now. I have a code word, Chihuahua. If you guys want to tell me that you made it to the end, do Chihuahua in the comments below, and I'll know exactly what the fuck you're talking about, and we'll have this like little secret club going on. But thank you guys for watching till the end, and yeah guys, I'll see you in the next one. Later.